station clock was striking 10. I searched the crowd, then searched again. 2 paper tickets in my hand, 2 seats reserved, 1 final plan. The rain ran softly down the glass. I watched 100 strangers pass. You swore you'd meet me before dawn, but your ticket stayed untouched and warm. Your ticket was never torn. Your seat stayed empty till the morning. My name was called, but not your own. I crossed the gate and walked along. You said you'd come before the horn, but love had left before the storm. The train moved on, my heart was warm, and your ticket was never torn. I saw your face in every coat. I heard your voice in every note. The porter asked, "Is someone late?" I looked once more beyond the gate. The engine shook, the whistle cried, the last small hope in me died. I took my place beside the pane and watched your promise blur with the rain. Your ticket was never torn. Your seat stayed empty till the morning. My name was called, but not your own. I crossed the gate and walked alone. You said you'd come before the horn, but love had left before the storm. The train moved on, my heart was warm, and your ticket was never torn. I folded it one final time, then left your name outside of mine. The train could not return for you, but it could take me somewhere new. Your ticket was never torn, so I left it there before the dawn. No empty seat would hold me still. No broken vow could break my will. You never came before the horn, but something stronger had been born. The train moved on through silver rain and carried me beyond your name. One ticket faded on the floor. I never waited there again. Platform 9 was cold and gray. The final crowd had slipped away. I watched the station clock complain, while platform 9 held all the rain. Each shadow looked enough like you. Each dark coat made my hope feel true. But every face moved past again and left me waiting in the rain. The whistle crossed the midnight air. I turned, but no one met me there. Platform 9 held the rain, held my ticket, held my pain, held the words you never said, and every dream that love had fed. The train arrived and left again, steel wheels crying through the rain. I lost your promise, not my name, on platform 9 beneath the rain. The porter called the final line. I kept your empty place with mine. One minute more, one final glance, for love that never took its chance. The station lights grew pale and low. The rails began to hum below. I stepped aboard with shaking hands and left you where the silence stands. Platform 9 held the rain, held my ticket, held my pain, held the words you never said, and every dream that love had fed. The train arrived and left again, steel wheels crying through the rain. I lost your promise, not my name, on platform 9 beneath the rain. I thought the storm would follow me through every town and memory, but rain belongs to where it falls. It cannot cross all closing doors. Platform 9 kept the rain. I carried only what remained. One bruised heart, one honest name. No more waiting for the same. The city faded from the pain. The night released the silver rain. You never came, but still I knew the train was taking me from you. Platform 9 grew small from view. The rain stayed there, and so did you. I saved you a window seat, placed your ticket by my sleeve, kept your coat across the cushion, like you still intended to leave. The city faded into rain. The rails repeated your name. At every stop I watched the door, but you were never there before. train moved on through towns unknown. Your empty seats stay close as home. I saved you a window seat beside the place you promised me. Every station came and went, but none returned the love I spent. The moon rode silver on the glass, while all our future hurried past. I crossed the night on restless feet and saved you a window seat. The porter asked to take your place. I said he may be running late, but midnight knows when hope is lying, and silence knows when love has changed. I touched the cold and vacant chair as though your hand were resting there, and saw my face inside the pain, alone but moving through the rain. I saved you a window seat beside the place you promised me. Every station came and went, but none returned the love I spent. The moon rode silver on the glass, while all our future hurried past. I crossed the night on restless feet and saved you a window seat. At last I moved your coat away and let a stranger take your place. The seat was never holding you, it only held my waiting days. The train kept running toward the dawn, and somehow I kept moving on. I saved you a window seat until the night released its grief. No more watching every door, no more saving what was yours. The morning opened through the glass and turned the rails from black to brass. I left your promise incomplete and gave away your window seat. The train rolled on beneath the sun. One seat was filled and I was done. The porter met me by the train, while midnight silvered every pane. He reached to take the bags we planned, and found just one beneath my hand. He asked me for the names of two. I paused before I answered you, but truth was waiting all the same. The porter carried only my name. One little tag, one lonely line. Your journey never joined with mine. The porter carried only my name. Through the smoke, the dark, the rain. No second suitcase, no second fare. No trace of you was traveling there. You promised we would leave the same, but only one of us ever came. The train moved on, the night remained. The porter carried on my name. He placed my case above my seat, then walked away on careful feet. Your coat still rested on my arm, a borrowed ghost, a fading warmth. And held your absence through the night. The label swung beside the frame. One destination, only my name. The porter carried only my name. Through the smoke, the dark, the rain. No second suitcase, no second fare. No trace of you was traveling there. You promised we would leave the same, but only one of us ever came. The train moved on, the night remained. The porter carried only my name. I thought alone meant incomplete, a half-told life, an empty seat. But one true name can still belong to someone bruised and moving on. I took your coat down from the rail and left it where your promise failed. The porter carried only my name, and somehow that no longer shamed. No second suitcase weighed me down. No faithless love crossed the next town. You never came, but still I changed. The road was mine beyond your name. One woman left through wind and rain. The porter carried only my name. The luggage tag moved with the train. No longer lonely, only station lights were burning low. The final board began to glow. A voice above the crowded hall announced the train, announced it all. I thought I'd leave the town behind, with your warm hand still holding mine. But when the clock struck 12 that night, you were nowhere in my sight. The whistle cried, the doors drew wide. I learned which love had really died. Midnight announced the wrong goodbye. I came to leave the town, not you and I. Packed your name, but boarded with a different pain. The engine pulled beneath the sky, while every promise passed me by. I waved farewell to what was true. Midnight announced goodbye to you. The platform vanished in the rain. Your empty shadow crossed the pane. I held the words I meant to say, but silence took your place that day. The city lights became a line. Your road no longer followed mine. I thought the train would set us free. Instead it carried only me. Yeah. Midnight announced the wrong goodbye. I came to leave the town, not you and I packed a future, packed your name, but boarded with a different pain. The engine pulled beneath the sky, while every promise passed me by. I waved farewell to what was true. Midnight announced goodbye to you. Some endings come without a word. Beneath the bell nobody heard. You never stood beside the track, but your absence said you'd not come back. So I let the distance slowly prove a heart can break and still can move. Midnight announced the last goodbye. No more believing one more lie. I left your future in that town and laid my lonely waiting down. The rails ran silver toward the blue. Each mile carried me from you. I came to leave one place behind, but left a faithless love that night. The station disappeared from view. Midnight chose the truth, and I chose me, not you. The train across the county line, when someone brought your note to mine, a folded page, my name in blue, the final thing that came from you. You wrote I could not face the gate. I loved you, but I came too late. The wheels kept turning through the rain. Your letter could not stop the train. The words I waited years to hear had reached me when you were nowhere near. Your letter arrived after departure, after the whistle, after the dark, after the station lost its lights and distance pulled our lives apart. You finally wrote what love should say, but courage came 1 mile too late. Your letter found my empty heart after the train had made its start. You said you watched behind the glass, afraid to call me as I passed. You held our future in your hands, then let me leave without a chance. I read each line beneath the moon, an honest truth delivered too soon to heal the past, too late to stay. Some words arrive when love is gone away. Your letter arrived after departure, after the whistle, after the dark, after the station lost its lights and distance pulled our lives apart. You finally wrote what love should say, but courage came 1 mile too late. Your letter found my empty heart after the train had made its start. I could have pulled the silver cord, run back to every word ignored, but love that waits until you leave is not enough to make you believe. I folded up your last regret and kept the lesson, not the debt. Your letter arrived after departure, but I would not turn the train around. Your sorrow stayed behind the station while I moved toward another town. You finally gave the truth a name, but truth too late still leaves the same. I closed the page, released the past, and watched your city fade at last. Your letter rested by the pain, then slipped from my hand into the rain. was dressed in gold. The windows framed the midnight cold. The waiter brought 2 glasses near, then saw the seat beside me clear. He took 1 glass without a word, the softest mercy I had heard. 1 folded napkin, 1 pale plate, 1 woman dining with the late. The train moved on, the candles swayed across the plans we never made. The dining car set 1 place, 1 glass of wine, 1 empty space. The silver shone, the night moved fast, while I sat down beside our past. No hand to hold, no eyes to face. The dining car set 1 place. I raised my glass to what was gone, then drank the lonely journey on. I ordered what you used to choose: red wine, black coffee, midnight blues. Your favorite song came soft and slow from somewhere down the train below. The meal grew cold, the moon grew thin. I felt your absence settle in, but every mile beneath the wheels made loneliness a little less real. The dining car set 1 place, 1 glass of wine, 1 empty space. The silver shone, the night moved fast, while I sat down beside our past. No hand to hold, no eyes to face. The dining car set 1 place. I raised my glass to what was gone, then drank the lonely journey on. I used to think an empty chair meant love had left me nowhere. But 1 can dine, 1 can depart, and still possess a faithful heart. I paid the bill, stood calm and tall. Your shadow did not rise at all. The dining car set 1 place, but sorrow slowly lost its taste. The dawn appeared beyond the glass and turned the steel from gray to brass. No second glass, no borrowed grace. The dining car set 1 place. I left the table, left your name, and walked back stronger through the train. The waiter cleared the empty chair. By morning, I no longer stare. train slipped underneath the hills. The windows black, the carriage still. then iron wheels began to call your name against the tunnel wall. I heard your voice beneath the track, soft as a promise coming back. But when we reached the open blue, the seat beside me held no you. The darkness knew the words I feared. It made your absence sound so near. Every tunnel sounded like you calling my name. The whole night through, the rails would cry, the echoes rise, then daylight showed another lie. Every tunnel sounded like you, like broken vows were coming true. But when the darkness let me through, there was only light and never you. I closed my eyes at every bend and let the old refrain begin. Your laughter lived beneath the stone, then left me colder and alone. The train ran deeper through the night, each tunnel stole the window light. Yet every time the dark withdrew, my heart returned a little new. Every tunnel sounded like you calling my name the whole night through. The rails would cry, the echoes rise, then daylight showed another lie. Every tunnel sounded like you, like broken vows were coming true. But when the darkness let me through, there was only light and never you. An echo is not someone staying, it only borrows what was said. A tunnel cannot bring love home, it sends the sound ahead instead. So when your voice returned once more, I did not turn toward the door. Every tunnel sounded like you, until I learned what echoes do. They take one word, repeat the pain, then leave it somewhere in the rain. Every tunnel sounded like you, but dawn revealed a wider view. The darkness called your name behind, the open country answered mine. The train came out beneath the sun. Your voice grew still. The night was done. Your coat lay folded by my side, the last warm thing your hands supplied. You carried smoke, November rain, and every night you caused me pain. The train slowed near the borderline, where your old country ended mine. I held the collar to my face, then knew it had no rightful place. Some warmth is only borrowed time. Some love was never truly mine. I left your coat at the border, where the old road met the new. Let the cold wind wear your memory. I had worn enough of you. I left your coat at the border, on a bench beneath the blue. The train moved on without your shadow, and I crossed without you. A stranger found it in the dawn, but by that hour I had gone. No note inside, no final plea, no thread still tied your name to me. The costume's lights grew small and pale behind the window past the rail. I felt the winter touch my skin and found my own warmth deep within. I left your coat at the border, where the old road met the new. Let the cold wind wear your memory. I had worn enough of you. I left your coat at the border, on a bench beneath the blue. The train moved on without your shadow, and I crossed without you. I thought your coat had kept me warm through every lonely night and storm, but all it did was make me stay, wrapped in the man who walked away. So I chose the cold, I chose the air, a lighter heart, a shoulder bare. I left your coat at the border, left its weight beneath the sky. No more wearing your departure like a love that would not die. I left your coat at the border, and the morning carried through. The wind was cold, but I was stronger when I crossed without you. The border vanished down the track. Your coat stayed there. I never looked back. The train grew still before the dawn. The final lights were nearly gone. I stepped onto a nameless track. No sign to tell me where I was at. No porter waited by the gate. No hands of time pronounced me late. Just one pale bench, one fading star, and rails that whispered from afar. For years I counted every hour. You kept me waiting in your power. The last station had no clock, no ticking heart, no hands to stop, no midnight asking where you were, no measured time to make me hurt. The last station had no clock, so I laid down the key and lock. I could not count the nights I lost, and time no longer named the cost. The train moved on without a sound and left me on unfamiliar ground. I watched its red light disappear, but felt no reason to stay near. I used to mark each lonely day, from when you left to what you'd say. But there beneath the morning sky, I let the unanswered hours die. The last station had no clock, no ticking heart, no hands to stop, no midnight asking where you were, no measured time to make me hurt. The last station had no clock, so I laid down the key and lock. I could not count the nights I lost, and time no longer made the cost. I did not know how long I'd waited, or when my hope became outdated. But healing does not need a date, it only needs an open gate. I left the platform, left the track, and never asked the time to turn back. The last station had no clock, but morning found me as I walked. No second hand controlled my pace, no old delay could hold my place. The last station had no clock, and still the sun rose through the fog. I lost the years I gave to you, then found a life without ado. No bell announced the past was done. I simply walked into the sun. The final station faced the east. The rails grew quiet underneath. I stepped beyond the iron gate, with no one there, no one to wait. A foreign city woke in blue. No street remembered me and you. I held my suitcase light and small, and heard the morning through it all. The night had taken what it could, but left me standing where I stood. Dawn met me on the other side, where all the darkest miles had died. No hand in mine, no backward view, just morning light and something new. I still felt sorrow deep inside, but grief no longer chose my life. The train took everything I knew, and dawn brought me beyond you. A cafe opened near the square. Warm bread and music filled the air. I chose a table by the street and rested my tired traveling feet. For once I did not save a chair or turn to find your shadow there. I drank alone, but loneliness had lost a little of its heaviness. Dawn met me on the other side, where all the darkest miles had died. No hand in mine, no backward view, just morning light and something new. I still felt sorrow deep inside, but grief no longer chose my life. The train took everything I knew, and dawn brought me beyond you. I did not wake completely healed. Some wounds take time before they seal, but I had crossed the longest night and reached a place untouched by lies. The woman waiting at the gate was not too broken, not too late. Dawn met me on the other side and laid its gold across my eyes. No empty seat, no promise due, no final road that led to you. I kept my name, I kept my pride, and left your memory with the night. The train had carried sorrow through, and dawn returned me to the truth. The station faded in the sun. My journey ended, my life begun.